Alrighty, everybody, let's talk about this. I'm going to try recording it one more time, because apparently my audio wasn't on the entire freaking time. But yes, let's talk about Legendary Beast Studios Venom 1/3 scale. Guys, it's coming. It's coming sooner than you think, and sooner than I thought. I thought it was going to come around, like production updates were going to come around Christmas time frame, but nope. Special gift for my birthday. It's not at all, but that's how I'm taking it because it's almost my birthday. Best news ever. Venom's going to be coming home, hopefully in 2 months, when shipping starts. Because the way the Wonder Woman worked, when it had its post posted in the middle of May 18th or 19th, that post was made for the QC thing that we saw for Venom recently. And July 4th, we got the post from Legendary Beast Studios that it was starting to ship. So that means less than, if not 2 months, we should be seeing the Venom shipping out. I did the math because I was very curious, because I am patiently-ish waiting for this Venom piece, because Venom is one of my top 3. And it is unreal what we saw. I think that what Jay promised definitely %98 delivered on what was promised on from production to now. So I am 100% happy. I am very glad to be displaying this in my collection. It looks absolutely incredible. And to think that things are still being fixed up, and that wasn't like I said, he's still fixing up on QC stuff, so once it gets in our hands, it should be those nitpick things that people have been talking about should be fixed. And I mean, look at Wolverine. You guys saw my video for Wolverine and how absolutely insane that piece was. You guys have seen my Magneto, you've seen the Thor, you've seen other collectors' Legendary Beast Studios pieces. Like, we know Jay's going to deliver. And Jay made a post back in August of 2025. I'll put that up on screen here for everyone to see, for stating that we are not going to get into the pizza, that we are getting the head from version A, and there's going to be no seams visible for version A and version B. So for people that are saying he did not say that for version B, so for people that said he did say seamless, he didn't fully say seamless. He said that they were going to be moving the seam from the collarbone down to under the neck to be hiding more of the seams under the folds and stuff like that, which he did promise and deliver on. The no more pizza for Venom, we all knew that for a while. The additional head for version B. So that version B has been talked about, and because collectors wanted that as soon as it sold out on their websites, that people wanted that head, because I mean, that's kind of how these prestige versions work for Legendary Beasts, is getting everything that the normal standard edition gets for that. Kind of the way I think about it. So I've been all down for version B this entire time, and just to hear that there was a chance that we weren't going to get that head scared the shit out of me. Because I was someone who was 100% happy that we got the head. I was happy on the body. From the beginning, I've been happy with the emblem. I haven't thought since once it needed to change. Which we're going to be touching on that in just a second. But I want to finish up talking on a couple of things first. I think that the Venom looks absolutely incredible. I think all the heads are very well done. And I think that Eddie Brock portrait, especially with Venom on the side right here, is the best well-done Eddie Brock portrait that we're ever going to see on a statue. Yes, obviously sculpting and everything changes, so one day we will see a better version maybe, but in my opinion, what's now right on the market now with customs, license, anything, this is the best Eddie Brock portrait you're going to see. Cool update they changed. They changed the eyes from blonde to brown. Good, because when you look at the Thor piece, they look like they have no eyebrows sometimes, with certain angles you look at them. So it's really nice to have that, kind of gives it a little bit more definition in the face, which I was very much happy with, and I did like that update and that change. This piece, the mouth, especially that more lethal protector look that you get for Venom. But I wouldn't even really put it as lethal protector because it's not, like, it's a mix of a lot of things, and that's what's so touchy with the Venom subject is. But I think the head looks incredible. I think this is one of, if not the best Venom we have seen, and this is coming from someone, not just me, but collectors that I've heard from that have collected strictly Venom pieces, a lot of really fucking good ones, and have stated that this is the definitive Venom statue. And it's absolutely insane. All the portraits look really well done. I'm glad the eyes look glossy like they were in the production photos, because that was going to be a big thing for me if the eyes weren't going to be glossy. I'm a big sucker for gloss in my statues, so goes a long way. I think the teeth is some of the best teeth done on a Venom piece, and one of Legendary Beast Studios' best teeth portraits to date, hands down. I think the skin texture for Eddie Brock is a massive, massive, massive improvement. Because when you're looking at the Thor, when you're looking at the pieces that we've reviewed on the channel for these skin textures, there's been a change in every one of them. And now, especially with Eddie Brock, it's going to be very awesome when that piece comes. I am going to be making a comparison video. I'm going to wait for Eddie now. Now he's going to be here sooner than later, because I was going to do that video recently, but we will wait for Eddie to come in. And we're going to show the differences, what I mean by that, because there is a big, massive change of how much they have been improving on their paint and sculpt and everything like that. And I'm exponentially excited for this piece. I'm excited to unbox and review it for you guys, whether that's on John's channel here. It's going to be game-changing when this piece drops. In my opinion, if it comes out within 2026, that's going to be crazy, because it's going to be nominated. It's not going to be... It's going to compete for 1/3 statue of the year, if it's how crazy I think it's going to be in person, because this is a really well done piece. Granted, I know there's a lot of other pieces that have come out. Again, these are my thoughts. These are my opinions. These are what I collect and what I see. So that's how I see it. Because in my opinion right now, Logan is statue of the year for 1/3. 100%. And this is crazy that we've come to a point now with collecting that we have this stockpile of 1/3 Marvel pieces. And that's a good thing, that we're getting more. As someone who is collecting more 1/3 and drawing more towards that realm and wanting to go more towards that, it's nice to know that my Marvel selection will be covered. And I've exceeded my expectations, so I'm very excited for this. Like, I'm speechless. I have artwork that's going to be displayed for it. We have our comics that are prepared and ready to be displayed for it. Like, I've been ready for this piece. And now it makes me want the 1/3 Spider-Man even more. And I don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger on that. I know. I've had even people ask me, like, why haven't you got it yet? I don't know. Because people keep releasing cool shit, and I keep forgetting about it. And I don't know. But it's going to be coming home soon. Before we jump into this next topic, talking about the emblem, talking about this other stuff, I wanted to jump in and say one of the biggest changes that's changed from production to now the final thing when we're about to see this thing shipped. And that's going to be the wall base that not a lot of people have talked about. And I know not a lot of people have talked about it because it's gone. It's not thought about anymore. It was done with, canceled. But this would have been one of, in my opinion, the things that I would have kept off the statue. Like, I understand, no, that would have sucked. I mean, that hurt, because I was like, that was cool. But it still didn't swim me away. And yes, not seeing the stuff from Absolute Carnage, I get that. Like, that part I do get when people call it this, some other stuff that I've heard. It's pretty funny. But when you see this first picture that's about to pop up on screen here, you could see how bad the seam line was in the beginning when it was at the collarbone. So when he changed it up here beside the neck, that was a good change. It was a good update. But the big thing that we are going to be talking about here is the Daily Bugle and the Venom in the front. And when you look at this piece here, let me pull up a picture here of that Venom so I can kind of compare to what is in the front of that right now, because I can't think of it on the top of my head what is on that back wall. Sorry about that, everybody. Just trying to pull this up here. So instead, it looks like they broke off the back wall instead of having it be the full black back plate there, and they have the life foundation on the piece itself, where you have all different offsprings that Venom created, which is a really, really sick piece. I really actually do like that a lot. And then you kind of have the tree going off of it, kind of making it look like a family tree. And then below that, you do see on the older one that it says Venom. Let me find a picture real quick here of the front view. The picture pulled up here of the original, of the newer one, where it has the Spider, Venom, and Spider-Man here on the plate itself. And then you do have more of the symbiotes there at the top of the plate as well. I'm going to be honest, it would have been cool to keep the bugle. I thought that was a really nice touch because obviously it is a big part of how Spidey and Eddie know each other. This was something that was a big change in the piece itself. So seeing this without the Venom symbiotes, and that it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it would cool to have the Daily Bugle and somewhere on this. And then you can see that there is a pizza box on this base as well. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of this video, the pizza box did not make it. But this is something I wanted to touch up and talk about on, because this was the thing that was originally discussed with Venom. And now that we're almost there, it's obviously not there. So it's something that I don't want people to think that I didn't touch up on it, I didn't speak on it, didn't want to show pictures of it. But no, it was showed off before, so I do want to show that what the original thoughts were for this. And I hope people aren't mad that I'm not showing those photos of the updated stuff. I don't have permission, and also I want to be just respectful because those aren't public. So I am not upset, like I said, about the Daily Bugle. I understand licensing and stuff like that changes things all the time, but it would be, like I said, it would have been cool. It would have been really cool, and I thought the Venom, yeah, that's fine. I was totally fine with that being gone and what was replaced with it with the Spider in the meantime. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Instead of like, I like the back with the Life Foundation and all of that, but in the front, I wish we could have kept the Bugle how it is. And even if it's still broken, it would have been cool to see half the instrument. I'm not going to guess what instrument that is on the top of my head again. And then the Bugle just popping up at the bottom and it's snapped in half. That would have been really cool. But I get it, licensing, but I wanted to touch up on that. See you guys back in the video when we talk about the emblem. The next thing we're going to talk about, the emblem and the head update that happened and was talked about. So, Jay recently stated on his Facebook page, because people have pointed out when those QC updates came out, there was an update in the emblem from version A. Quick picture. People have stated that they have wished that the emblem would have changed onto version B. And Jay stated, well, that wasn't really possible. And people asked why, all this other stuff, and Jay went out and said that they had to choose. They had to choose between the version A, the add-on head, the pre-order bonus head that you do get for version B that was talked about, like I said, from last year, or the updated sculpt for the body for version B. And Jay obviously chose the head. And I obviously spoke out and said in the group too, thank you for this. I am someone who has this on pre-order, and I very much so, it was just fine with the sculpt, and I think that the head was the definite choice. And he said that because he thought down the road collectors would have preferred the extra head over the updated body, and I 100% agree on that. The reason why, I'm not going to go and show a shit ton of footage that I picked up because I was going to go deep down this rabbit hole, but the easiest thing to say with this, it's one of the most controversial things in comic books is talked about is how is Venom's symbiote logo supposed to look like on the suit. It has fucking changed left and right more than... I had to watch what I was about to say there. It changes more than a little kid knows what he wants. Like, it depends on what artist and what host is inside of Venom will determine on what the symbiote looks like and what the emblem will look like. Depends on who's drawing it, whether it's Larson, McFarlane, Bagley. Is it Donny Cates storyline? Is it the Maximum Carnage storyline? Like, where are we taking this? Like, it all depends. Is this Matt Gardner's Scorpions Venom? Like, is this Agent Venom? Like, that logo, is this the newer run with Dylan or when MJ became the symbiote? Well, I shouldn't have mentioned that one. That was a... New Venom sucks. Bring Donny Cates back. Please. Just, he can fix it all. He can fix the mess up with the Garden. We can act like, yes, Eddie being Carnage has been cool a little bit, but we can fix that. We can act like that's never happened. And we can go back to the King in Black, and we can continue more on that. And that's where I think, when I see version B, that is what I see. Is I see King in Black Eddie. Is I see Donny Cates. Exactly for, in particular, Venom issue number 1 for Donny Cates' run. Especially the pose that he's in, the way the suit looks, the way the Venom emblem goes up. Like I said, it determines on who is the writer and who's the artist, who's the symbiote host, everything. So for people to think that it's not accurate, it's not this, it's not that, you're doing exactly what all of us have done in comics for years. And it's been hilarious because I've gotten in friendly arguments. Like, these aren't like bad arguments, these are very friendly. But just going back and forth, people like, no, the symbiote's this, no, it's this and that. And it's been awesome, and I love it. That's why I love comic books. Because it brings that out of people that are like, it's supposed to be this. No, it just and that's why we're all, it's the most controversial thing, is no one can decide whose symbiote is correct. So that's why I think that this is like one of the funniest things and one of the best things for this statue, because it adds more of that Easter egg of Venom, because I love Easter eggs and pieces. And it adds, in my opinion, a little Easter egg of Venom history of different artists' takes on Venom throughout the years, and it changing the symbiote's logo. And also, it helps add differency of version A and version B, because they're not the same pieces. They're not even the same color variation. So to have the same exact emblem, it's a little weird in my opinion. So it kind of adds to it. But in my opinion, this is a 10 out of 10 piece. This is a very exciting, and I cannot wait to display it in the collection. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for it? Would you guys prefer the different emblem over the head sculpt? Because that's what it seemed like. Like, you had to choose. And if you have to choose, I'm going to choose that. So, in the end of all this, I'm so freaking glad that collectors are going to have their Venom in their collection a lot sooner than we expected. The fact that we get to have a 1/3 scale Venom is so freaking cool. And as soon as I saw Graded's video for that production piece and showing off how massive it is, I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. Like, I feel like a kid in the candy shop right now. And I know other people have had collectibles that have been years later, but it's just like, it's that emotional value I have to this character, and to finally see that in person soon, it's like a dream come true. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for this piece? Like, are you guys excited for Jay to be just jumping down more of the Spider-Man 1/3 line? Doc Ock, please? Sandman? Vulture? Electro? Please? I need Sinister Six? But yeah, this is exciting, guys. I just want to talk about that real quick. We've been talking about this piece for a long minute. And I keep mentioning left and right, Venom here, Venom this, Venom coming home, channel updates here, bringing up the peace. But now it's actually coming. Now it's going to be here in hands. So that's exciting. Guys, this is going to be a moment in just collecting history, especially if it comes before 2026 ends. That's going to be insane. So just fingers crossed, and let's just pray that this looks just as good as it did in the factory, because I know it's going to, but I can't wait. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.